Yesterday was the first time I met the players and staff and members. Everybody here was working, and I had a meeting with the players, and it was the first thing to address the situation that we're in and the challenge that we're facing and what's necessary to get out of that situation where we're in. Obviously, with the run of results over the last weeks and the Brentford game, it's up to reacting and clarity about how we're going to do things. And of course, in 2 days, it's difficult to make a lot of changes, but as a staff, we started to make the changes that we think are necessary in the style of play and in the training sessions and in the structure of the team. But little by little, it's time to build a foundation of a highly motivated, fit team that can compete in this difficult league. Of course, when the first approach was there, and you're going to think about the club and the players and the setup and the training ground and all of these questions you have, and you're curious about people who work there. And of course, Enzo, being a great friend and a former teammate, he was the first one to call, and what better information could I get? And but to be fair, when we played against each other in the Premier League game where I did the interim against Chelsea, half an hour we spoke, and I didn't know yet about Leicester, but we spoke about it, and he was already quite positive, and very positive actually. So that only got better when I spoke to him, and I have to say he was absolutely right, being according to the first impressions that I get. I think those games, I have to be fair, what happened after the games and the amount of interest that all of a sudden was there for me, and the options that came along, I was astonished a little bit by it, because I thought, well, it's 4 games, and I've managed the full season at PSV. Be able to win the cup and the Charity Shield, and the year before in the championship with young PSV. So I've been in coaching, in the 19s before in the national team. So, and it never got this reaction from the football world. So apparently it provoked these reactions, and I was only happy with that, and to get into conversations with different parties and be able to make a decision that felt really good for me, and now I'm here.